What's going on, people? How's everybody doing this evening? How's everybody doing? What's going on? We here. We are here tonight, Wednesday, hump day. Wednesday, hump day. We about to get into it, guys. We're going to try to have a brief live stream, but you know how I get. When I start going, I can't stop. But we're gonna try to get into it. We're gonna try to do it the way we're supposed to do it, man. You know, how's everybody doing this evening? How's everybody doing? You know, I might want to, you know, have you guys come through. I'll put the link in the description later. But you know, we're going to get this going as quickly as possible. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Because we're going to get into it, man. We're really tonight, Wednesday. What is it? March the 5th, 2025. We just had the elections last night, and the Democrats swept it. They swept it like they're supposed to. It's all three blue states, actually four if you include California, that the mainstream media, you know, wanted to broadcast, you know. But yeah, man, we're going to get it tonight. We're going to get it tonight, man. We're going to get it tonight. Hold on just 1 second, guys. Hold on. I want to put something brief real quick to start you guys off. So you get, you know, but you know who we talking about. We're going to be talking about both of these people tonight. All three of these people that I got on my thumbnail. So let's get it in. Let's get it in. Hold on 1 second. Let me share this with you guys. Hold on 1 second. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing? Hey, I'd like to, you know, say what's up to my homeboy Savage Com Entertainment, baby. Go check him out. Please go check him out. He's doing great work as he's been doing. He has several followers. He's doing stuff on TikTok. He's doing stuff on Snapchat. He's doing it up. What he's doing, I want to do the same thing with my channel. But him and I help each other out. As you can see, he's helping me out, and I truly, truly appreciate it. You don't get that too much. People helping you out for nothing, and this is what this brother's doing, and I appreciate you, brother, without a doubt. Definitely appreciate you. Let's keep it going. So let me share this. Hopefully I'll be better than I was on Monday night when it comes to sharing things. So hold on a second. Be patient with me, you know. Share screen. Hold on 1 second. You're going to get it in. You New Yorkers about to hear your hero, your communist hero. Hold on 1 second. Let's go. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Thank you, my friends. The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said, I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity. For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name. As we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few. New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change. A mandate for a new kind of politics. A mandate for a city we can afford. And a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City.
Hurry up and get out. All the logical thinking people, all the high IQ voters, get out of there. Get out of New York.
So before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refuse to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past. You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership. We will fight for you because we are you. Or as we say on Steinway, ana minkum wa ilaykum.
You mother.
Mamdani, there
New
he
York,
is.
you in trouble,
On the
baby.
stage.
You in trouble. You in trouble, baby. You know, I ain't gonna hold you to it. That's the way I feel. I feel like you're in trouble. You know, this is what it is. I'm gonna be going through a lot of stuff tonight. A couple things tonight. As I always say, I'm gonna try to make this live stream as quick as possible. Things of that nature. But real quick, I want to talk about situations that I was in. I want to talk about a couple things that I was in, a couple situations that I was in. Hold on a second. When it comes to conversations I was having today about Zoran Mandami, about all these, the Virginia governor that just was elected, the New Jersey governor, and a lot of these so-called leftists, these far leftists, these communist people that vote blue no matter who, that I believe are very, very low IQ voters, because again, when you vote blue no matter who, you have to be low IQ voters in any logical mindset. So anyway, having these conversations with these people and stuff like that, and how so many people were so surprised by these blue states, including Virginia, because somebody was telling me they had a Republican governor before. Okay, that don't mean they're not a blue state. They might have been purple, but they mainly blue. It's next to DC and everything, and all the stuff they went through when Doge was actually holding a lot of these government workers accountable. They were mad. I get it. I absolutely get it. Very humbly get that. But this person was trying to tell me, out of all the states that I mentioned, well, so-and-so was, no, Virginia been mainly a blue state for the most part, for the last 3 to 4 decades, since the 80s and 90s, you know, since the 90s at least. So, especially that big area that's close to Virginia, you know. So as I was, talking to these people, and I was trying to have a dialogue. What's going on? I just gave you a shout out, Savage. I was telling everybody they got to go see you. They got to go. They definitely have to get at you on your channel. You're doing big things. You've been doing big things. You're the type of person. You're the type of guy that I want to look up to expand my social media and how you do things for free for me. And you don't see that much. A lot of us, especially brothers that look like us, we hating on each other, especially when we don't think the same for only 1 to 2% and the things that you're doing for me. You know what I'm saying? You helping me. I'm trying to help you with yours as well. You know what I mean? But you're doing me a huge favor, man, and I appreciate you. Just want to let you know. That's why I said at the beginning of the live. You know what I'm saying? So, want you to know again, I appreciate you, brother. Keep on doing it. We're gonna keep on doing this shit for real. For sure. I got you too, brother. I got you too, for sure. So as I was saying, to get back to it, I'm having these conversations with these people, and they're just trying to tell me what I already know. They're just trying to tell me what they believe that I don't know. And we just got into it. To make a long story short, we just got into it. Let me put this a little smaller. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Stop messing with it. Because last time I did this on Monday, I was messing with it. You couldn't even see my face no more. Well, anyway, so as I was saying, then we talked about New Jersey, Virginia. We already talked about Virginia, Jersey, New York, and who else? California with the 50 thing, what they're trying to pass and everything. And we were just getting into it. And these people, some of these, these Democrat vote blue, no matter who, was literally trying to tell me these wasn't blue states and they wasn't supposed to win. And I'm like, what? Like, this don't mean anything. So, we went to a tripod of a bunch of things that we disagreed, but we kept it gelling. The person I specifically was talking to, he wasn't rude, and we got to our dialogue without really getting into it, like, verbally, like, fist fight, fighting in words. And I respect that. But again, it was a person that looked like me, female. She wanted to go too far, disrespecting me, this and that, third. That's how it is, this and that, third. These people, they believe a certain person of color supposed to think the same way as them. These so-called fake educated people, they all educated, but at the same time, they literally are not educating themselves, doing real research. They're looking at people that has this Trump deranged syndrome instead of really doing actual research. So I'm here to do the research for certain people. If they want to look at my live streams or my videos, they can, but I'm going to be doing it tonight. Once again, and I want to, before I go any further, I want to thank everybody that showed me love on my last live. I got about 200 200 people watching, what have you, and I loved it. It might have been after I wasn't looking, but it was 200 views, and I thank you very much. So let's get it going. I want to share some other stuff with you guys that we're gonna be doing tonight. Again, I'm gonna try to make this as brief as possible. But yeah, please, please be patient. So I won't mess up or anything else. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. My guy, Republican review, Republican conservative perspective. This is my guy right here, and we're gonna go with his video, and I'm gonna talk about it. And yeah, again, be patient. Let's get it going, baby. Hold on 1 second. Let's get it. Oh, I'm always doing that. Let's take that out. Nope, not that one. Share. Here we go. Republican rhetorical reviews. And this is before I get here, let's go. Hold on 1 second. Let's go. Sorry, guys.
I ride for them. I'm a day one. Done.
What do you think it means that this guy ran as a socialist and anti-communism didn't work to stop him? That's big.
Yeah.
Fair use. This is fair use, guys. Fair use.
Of the imperial core. This is the country that defeated the USSR, unfortunately. And the reality of the matter is, there's a lot of antagonism. There's no class consciousness in the United States of America. It's one of the things that I try to address every day with my commentary. And I will say this. The conditions have deteriorated so much that everyday Americans, in spite of their lack of class consciousness, are finally arriving at the conclusion that perhaps there is an alternative out there.
This is another white man that believed he, neoliberal white man, fruit booty boy white man that believed he knows the American people. Because again, these people, they are nothing but identity politics. They believe black and brown, these liberal white people and black, and especially white women, believe they know is how black people feel, black and brown people feel. They believe they know, being so most of them are rich. It's what they believe.
There's an alternative that focuses on them as opposed to the interests of the billionaires and the millionaires. First, right? This is something I talked to Rashida about as well, where I was like, are politicians just like cynical or are they stupid? Do they not see that these are like very popular policies?
Yeah, I mean, what we have to prove that we can overcome all of the special interests and all of the money that will pile in. I mean, it's one thing to say that these issues are popular with words.
Boy.
Hold on, guys. You like when I said fruit booty boy? That's my. I need to make T-shirts out of that. Fruit booty boy. For real. I really do need to make T-shirts out of that. People love it. I got my son saying fruit booty boy. He young. He don't know no better. Let's go.
So we got to follow up on last night's election sweep for the Democrats, who have now decided that they're going to embrace the freaks and lunatics in their party because they motivated them to come out and vote against Trump in an off-year election in blue states and cities like New York, California, Virginia, and New Jersey. So they decided that, you know what, this is the direction that we're going to take our party in, right? We're going to essentially become an extremist party. We're going to lean into the most extreme elements that is the reason why Democrats are out of power right now, okay? And the new leader of the Democrat Party is Zoran Mondami, who is hell-bent, along with his socialist comrades, on turning this country into Europe, right? Because that is essentially what they're calling for when you listen to them speak, okay? And Zoran Mondami gave an unhinged victory speech last night that even some CNN panelists were not happy about, okay? So without further ado, let's listen to Zoran in his victory speech, and then we're going to get into some of the reactions here from the mainstream liberal media.
Anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him. It is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
Yeah, so again, I want you guys to understand. I mean, the point of this video is going to be about the fact that, again, this is what Democrats are running on, right? We got to understand what Democrats are running on, what they're embracing. It's socialism and Trump derangement. That is what Democrats believe is the winning formula, right? And that is what Zoran is leaning into.
We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
Wow. Wow. Mask off. Mask off. They're telling you what they want, right? They're telling America what they want. They want to turn this country into Europe, okay? New York City has officially become London. That is what is happening. And hey, if they want...
Hey, guys, from my standpoint, hold on 1 second. Let's get here. My standpoint, what he said is absolutely correct. But we have guys that have dual citizenship. Dual citizenship. Yeah. It looks like it's about to have a civil war. We got the people in Minnesota. If you go check out Minnesota, and I'm actually probably, it depends on how smooth it goes for this live stream. You're going to check out some Minnesota leadership now, and how most of them are Somalians. Most of them are Somalians. They got dual citizenship, meaning they still have a citizenship for where they're from, and they also have, citizenship in America. And these people, they are taking over. And I'm willing to have a dialogue with just anybody. But the problem is a lot of these far left Democrat voting people, they believe that they are more intelligent than you are. Being as though what it seems for myself and many people that vote on what policies is going to help us in Americans versus the ones that just going to help them or just going to help illegal immigrants or just going to help anything that had nothing to do with helping the American working class. They believe they're smarter than us. They honestly believe that they're smarter than us. So, and I can't do nothing about that, but if they want to have a dialogue and they want to have a conversation and they want to have a debate, they're not seeing me. And you talk to a person that don't have a college degree as of yet. They're not seeing me in politics. I've been researching, doing my thing since 2016 when it comes to actual politics. So when these people try to tell me what they got a degree in versus a political science, whatever, and I say, you're nothing but, what that mean? What can you tell me? How do you feel the American working class should be protected? and they can't tell me none of this, you know. But yeah, it's going to be a civil war. It's like you said, Savage. It's going to be a civil war because now people, a big city like New York, the biggest city in America, they electing these immigrants like Zarami Madami to have dual citizenship. And his rhetoric, you could tell he don't like America. Well, we have all the fake, guilty, liberal, far left white people, especially white women, that believe that they're doing some type of good job by electing these type of candidates. And this is even in Minnesota. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring it back.
To be London, let them be London, right? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at this point. And I think that's where a lot of Republicans are at this point, because ultimately today, in order for these people to understand and to learn that these policies are bad, right, you got to give them what they want, right? And that is essentially the reality check that Scott Jennings delivered to the CNN panel in response to this unhinged speech by Zohran Mamdani. Take a look.
I compliment your guy. He's the greatest actor you have. You know, he turned himself into a hood ornament for the poor and the downtrodden. He's a rich kid who is a great actor.
Yep.
He play acts.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I can understand why. I can understand why you'd be leery of an actor in politics.
I'm just saying, there's no other obvious Democrat. He has all the energy behind him. You talk about slicing and dicing the electorate. He's going to slice it and dice it in one way: oppressors and oppressed.
No.
And I want to find out if he has it in him to give it up. I don't think he does, because that's the energy in the Democratic Party. It's oppressors and oppressed. No. That's why the Jews in this city feel scared, because they know he has labeled them as the oppressors. That's why people who create jobs in New York City are leery, because he labels them the oppressors. That is the worldview of the energy of this campaign, and it's also the worldview of the energy of Democratic primaries across this country.
It's a good speech. First of all, you got to give the guy the credit. He defeated Democratic Party royalty. The Cuomo, that's a royal family in our party, defeated them. Defeated the oligarchs and rich folks who jumped in to try to stop him, and then defeated Donald Trump. So the triumphalism that you see there is earned. A year ago, nobody ever heard of the guy.
How the hell did he defeat Donald Trump? You people are retarded. And I'm saying it on my channel. I can say that. How the hell did he defeat Donald Trump? This demon was supposed to win in a low IQ voting sector of New York City. He was supposed to do it, because this is what these people vote for. They vote for emotions and feelings. Should be the same thing. Feelings. That's what they vote for. Feelings. Let's keep it going.
And the younger people who I'm hearing from feel a great deal of relief and pride, and they're fired up, and they feel they've been silenced for too long. So that speech will go to some. But I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior, even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here, where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. And there was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young, and he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight, and I think that will probably cost him going forward. Scott?
Oh, are you saying he wasn't the unifying voice of a generation that you predicted mere moments ago? Axe, where was the man that you predicted would not slice and dice the? Look, guys, he started his speech by quoting Eugene Debs, who ran for president of the United States 5 times as the Socialist Party of America candidate. He repeatedly attacked people in this. I know my socialists. I keep a close eye on them.
Yeah,
I work here. So here's the thing. He went after everybody that he thinks is a problem. People who own things, people who have businesses. He said an interesting quote, no problem too large for government to solve.
Or too small, important.
And so when you think of the world that way, that every problem, no matter how small or how large, is something for government to do, let me just decipher this for you. Tax increases as far as the eye can see, which means the people who need to provide jobs to the young people that you say need jobs are going to flee as quickly as they possibly can. I think this was a divisive speech. And he clearly sees the world in terms of the people who are oppressing you and the oppressed. And he said the oppressed are now in City Hall.
Yeah, Scott Jennings is right. That is the energy of the Democrat Party right now. And you know this because more freaks and lunatics are running for office. Like, for example, you have another Zohran Mamdani copycat running for Nancy Pelosi seat out in.
Yo, look at this, guys. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Look at this. Fast forward it. Look at this.
Our campaign is about actually stopping Trump's authoritarian coup, but it's about more than that.
They kill me with this authoritarian coup. You Democrats been doing this shit since 2011 with this so-called authoritarian coup, and you got worse since 2019. You guys are such projectors. Y'all use so much projection that it's not even funny anymore. Like, you're clowns, you're hypocrites. It's like, stop. You're demonic. You want nothing but the worst for America. You want the coup. You want to take over by any means necessary. It's not Trump. Trump and many politicians like him, no matter if they're Republicans or Democrats, they want the best for America. You want the worst. You're fake, smart dummies.
This is a campaign about finally guaranteeing healthcare as a human right to everybody. It's about getting rents and costs down in our housing by building millions of units of affordable housing all across the country. It's about creating public power in San Francisco and kicking PG&E out of our city. And it's about ending.
San Francisco got so much poor in that damn place, poorness in that place. It's a fucking cesspool of degeneracy. And you goddamn Democratic plantation members still don't care. You're all over the liberal cities and liberal states like middle school kids without a fucking clue.
The reign of corporations and oligarchs in our politics. This campaign is about finally building an economy that works for working people. And because we're for real change, we're getting real results. Already, over 2,000 volunteers have knocked on over 40,000 doors all across San Francisco. And over 7,000 people have donated an average of $34 each to this campaign. And I am so grateful to them because I'm not taking any corporate or lobbyist money, and I don't have any super PACs on my side. So sign up today to join the largest grassroots campaign that San Francisco has ever seen. We're gonna knock on every door in the city. We're gonna talk to hundreds of thousands of voters. Because we know if we do that, we're going to win this thing.
Yeah. So this dude was the former chief of staff for AOC, right? So this is an AOC guy, right? Running for Nancy Pelosi seat. I believe that Nancy Pelosi is officially retiring. Okay. So that's the energy of the Democrat Party, right? That is what they want. That is the direction they're going to go in. And I really do feel like that is a mistake. Okay. Zohran Mamdani, okay, for his historic as his victory was, he really didn't perform as well as he needed to perform in order to make me convinced that, hey, this is something that you can take to the rest of the country and it's going to be successful. Again, in the states that actually matter, the swing states, okay, the states that are center right, center left, again, the moderate states, I personally do not believe that this is going to play well in those states. And I really do think that it is a mistake for people to hit the panic button because Democrats won some elections in some blue states. I don't think that we really should be drawing any type of crazy conclusions based off of these elections. Okay, it's an off-year election. Democrats are motivated, right? And they're motivated based off anger and emotion. Okay, and anger and emotion is probably going to get you farther than complacency, which is essentially where GOP voters are at right now. Okay, because of the fact that we just won the election of our lifetimes, and now it's like, okay, well, voters forget that, hey, you got to keep voting. And again, we're talking about blue states, and I'm probably going to talk more about this in another video, but I just want people to understand that if this is what Democrats want in their states and their cities, I say let them have it. I say let them have it because, again, the way that we got to where we're at in 2024, okay, is because of the fact that Democrat lunacy, far left lunacy, was on full display, right? You had all of these lunatics running these cities, running these states, right? Implementing their far left policies. You had the Democrats in charge, and guess what? People rejected that, okay? People rejected the far left socialist policies and the woke ideology that came out of the Democrat Party over the last 4 years. People rejected it, okay? So if Democrats want to get back in bed with the same people that are responsible for them losing because they want some short-term victories over Trump, right? That, again, this is not a real victory over Trump. Let's be real. Again, these are blue states, okay? These are blue states. These people may have been motivated because of Trump. I definitely will acknowledge that. But again, we're not talking about sweeping victories in Florida, Texas.
That's exactly what I was trying to say to the dude that I was having a conversation with. I wasn't even trying to have a conversation with the radical feminist black woman that will vote blue no matter who the fuck is like they've been doing for the last 60 years. I was having a conversation with the homeboy, and I'm like, yo, we are excited for these are blue states. I mean, yes, this shows that a certain low IQ voters came out just to stick it to Trump. But all these states are fucking blue, and they've been blue for 2 to 3 decades. 4 decades. New York and New Jersey, 5 decades. It's like, that was supposed to happen. Let's keep it going.
The South, right? Like in the Midwest. That's not what we're talking about. Now, again, Democrats had a good overall night. I mean, they did do well. But I think what people got to understand is that if Democrats are going to believe that this is what they need to do moving forward to the future, they need to embrace the most toxic aspects of their party, right? Of their movement, okay? And if these people are going to be winning primaries, because we know they're going to primary Hakeem Jeffries, we know they're going to primary Chuck Schumer. If this is what they're going to do, then I say let them do it. Let them do it, because in order for people to learn, right? Sometimes you just got to give them what they want. They got to experience it. There's no doubt in my mind that just like Chicago, and I said this when Brandon Johnson was elected, right? I was like, it's impossible for Chicago to elect a more far-left lunatic than Lori Lightfoot, but they did with Brandon Johnson, right? I said, they're going to find out that this socialist experiment is not going to work, right? It's not going to make their lives better. The same thing is going to happen in New York. It's going to turn into a crime-infested shithole. I mean, it already kind of is, but it's going to get even worse. Woke lunacy is going to be on display. He's going to try his best to raise taxes on everybody. A lot of people are going to leave. That's what's going to happen. And, hey, I think we should let it happen.
Yes,
and that way we can point to that to remind voters, to motivate them and say, hey, you still got to vote. You still need to vote to make sure that our country doesn't become this, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of a good thing, to be honest with you, right? To be honest with you, it's kind of a good thing because it didn't hurt us. It didn't hurt us. The blue states, they hurt themselves. They hurt themselves. They didn't hurt us. Republicans still have the House, they got the Senate, they got the presidency. Red states are still red, right?
Yep.
They didn't hurt us. They hurt themselves. So, with that being said, we're gonna see what happens.
Yep.
But again, I wouldn't be surprised if in 3-4 years, okay, a lot of people are gonna be regretting this socialist experiment that they decided to vote for. But
yeah, so hey, follow my man, Black Republican Perspective. Please follow him. Black Republican Perspective. Please follow him. The point of everything, what's going on? Hold on a second. The hell's going on? The point of everything that's going on. People need to understand. People really honestly need to understand what they're doing. And this is how you show these people, these far left feminists, these beta males that follow far left feminists. They need to be showed. They need to be showed how they vote and how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? You don't matter all this socialism and communism haven't ever worked anywhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? Ask the people that are native to London, black, white, Asian persuasion. Ask them what's going on over there for voting in people that's not even from the country. Ask them what's going on over there right now. It's super duper real research that we need to follow. If you don't follow it, this is what's going to happen. No matter what you believe or what you think, this is what's going to happen. So I want to play another video. As a matter of fact, what I should have did, I'm gonna play a little bit of this video right here, and then we're gonna go for. Let me just do it here. I want you to check this thing. I actually didn't see this video yet. And I want you guys to look at this video and tell me what you think. Hold on one second. This is America, guys. This is America. This is America. Share. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Unapologetic Manhood. Let's get it, guys. Sorry about that.
Here on state. معه سلام. معه سلام.
الهان
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. آدي oo dhammaan dadkay iskugu wada yimideen aad iyo aadaan ugu faraxsanahay in maxaa la dhahaa ii sheeg Cumar Faatax aan u taageero inuu noo noqdo duqa magaalada Minneapolis.
Several days later.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry wins re-election despite concerns that a more radical left-wing challenger could have unseated him. When America's Nathaniel Manor has more.
Despite a bad election night for Republicans across the country, at least one race pushed back against radical leftism. On Wednesday, incumbent Democrat Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey won a third term and defeated far-left challenger Omar Fateh, dubbed the Minneapolis Mamdani by the New York Post. Frey came in first place during the first round of tabulation, winning 41.8% of the vote compared to Fateh's 31.7%. Frey emerged as the winner with 50.03%, while Fateh only garnered 44.37% support in the third round. The incumbent addressed supporters, saying Minneapolis will make a comeback under his leadership.
Because Minneapolis is coming back. We have gone through through the most difficult of moments. We have come together. We have tackled difficult of circumstances. We've done it in hand.
Yes, when it comes, we got to go out to Minneapolis because we had another socialist running for mayor of a major city, a major liberal city. And that was Omar Fateh, okay, against Jacob Frey. Now, Omar Fateh is a Somali radical socialist who ran on free stuff, just like Zohran Mamdani, and white people are the real terrorists in this country.
We heard them being called terrorists. We heard them being called drug dealers. We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security. And that's a flat-out lie. You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President? I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks on the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race, not our immigrants. We are safer and we're better off because of them.
Yeah. So
wow.
So unlike Zohran Mamdani, this guy did not win due to the fact that it used ranked choice voting. Okay, which is the voting system that enabled Zohran Mamdani. And I personally think that this is probably one of the more important races that we have to talk about, because what it means is that the socialists are going to have a hard time winning in cities that, again, are not radically far left like New York City. And
real quick, New York City, New York City low IQ voters, you know that Minnesota is smarter than you? You know that, right? Minnesota is absolutely smarter than you. Absolutely, for sure, smarter than you. They without a doubt smarter than you. You know that, right? Let's keep it going.
Minneapolis, I mean, let's be real. It's a pretty liberal city. Again, this was the birthplace of George Floyd. And for a radical socialist to lose, okay, to a Democrat that is still pretty far left, but, you know, definitely more towards the center than Omar Fateh, is a bad sign for Democrats who are currently looking to lean into far left socialism. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Jacob Frey's main challenger, State Senator Omar Fateh, had hoped ranked choice voting would put him over the top, but he faced a major gap after last night's first tabulation, one that he just couldn't surmount. So Fox 9's Rob Olson is live in Minneapolis tonight with Fateh's reaction to his loss and what his campaign achieved. Rob, what did he have to say today? I'm sure disappointed in the turnout, but also maybe very proud about how far they went.
Yeah, proud of some of the things that they introduced in this campaign that they felt were, certainly minor successes here, if not major successes. He mounted a serious challenge to Mayor Jacob Frey. You'll recall this past summer actually getting the Minneapolis DFL endorsement before the Frey campaign challenged it over procedural issues, and the Minnesota DFL then took that endorsement away. But we'll show you some of Fateh here on the campaign trail and from last night, too. I mean, after last night's first round, he was a pretty big gap. He was about 15,000 votes shy of Mayor Jacob Frey after that first tabulation, but they had really hoped that a kind of a concerted effort among some of the other competitors to make sure that Frey wouldn't get any second choice votes, that might all go to Omar Fateh, but they did not. After that second round, the final round tabulated today, he shortened that gap a little bit, but was still 8,000 votes shy of Mayor Jacob Frey. And just minutes after that final vote was tabulated, he posted a thanks on social media. We could show you that here on Facebook, saying, "While this was not the outcome we wanted, I am incredibly grateful to every single person who supported our grassroots campaign. I'll keep fighting alongside you to build the city that we deserve." A longer statement then came a few minutes later from his campaign, quoting Omar Fateh again, saying, "Thank you to every single person who believed in this scrappy campaign, who believed in a vision for Minneapolis that was more affordable, that was more accountable, who showed up and worked and refused to give up on this city." Continuing on, he said, while they may have won this race, we have changed the narrative about what kind of city Minneapolis can be, because now truly affordable housing, workers' rights, and public safety rooted in care are no longer side conversations. They are the center of the narrative. And again, that's...
So the irony here is that this guy is pretending as if he actually had a real solution to affordability. Again, he just copied Zohran Mamdani. All of these socialist candidates, they're copy and paste. They're all going to run on the same stuff. They're going to create the same type of ads, because ultimately at the end of the day, they don't have any original ideas. Okay, if these people actually were economically literate, they wouldn't be socialists. But because they're economically illiterate, and again, they're socialists, and they're just copying the other socialists, they push these policies that do nothing for affordability, right? Again, like, for example, rent stabilization, which does not lower the cost of housing. And the reason why is because when you stabilize rent for some houses, that reduces the overall supply of housing. And when people are staying in these rent stabilized units, they're not leaving. That means that new people who come into the city looking for a place to live, there's less housing, because nobody builds more housing when you're forced to have low profits, right? When you cannot make money off of rent stabilized units, developers build less. And because they build less, what happens is that drives up the cost of housing for the units that are not rent stabilized, okay? Because again, when new people come into town and they're looking for a place to stay, and you have all these rent stabilized units that people don't want to move out of, that forces them into units that are not rent stabilized. And because of that extra demand, that drives up the price, okay? And the supply is low for affordable housing due to the fact that you can't make any money off of building affordable housing. That is what happens with rent stabilization, and that's why it doesn't work. It usually drives up prices overall for housing that is not rent stabilized, okay? And again, the irony here is that Omar Fateh was pushing rent stabilization as the solution to affordable housing, when the actual solution is already being implemented in Minneapolis. And the actual solution, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, supply side economics, deregulation, getting rid of some of these zoning restrictions. And guess what? Developers build houses when you deregulate and you incentivize developers to build.
This block in Northeast Minneapolis, there are all types of houses: a yellow one, a white one, a brown one. But it's the blue one that's shaking up the neighborhood. Cody Fisher is the developer behind it.
Yeah, this is Solstice Northeast, 23-unit, 4-story building, ultra energy efficient, solar powered, all electric.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's got a few bells and whistles: bike racks, dog wash station.
We have 23 units, 22 of them are occupied.
But it's the building's location that makes this apartment complex so unique, because it sits on the lot that was formerly a single-family home.
So this building could not have existed in this neighborhood on this plot 7 years ago?
Absolutely not. It was a combination of zoning and parking requirements. It just wouldn't have been possible.
Possible because of a plan known as Minneapolis 2040. In addition to investing $360 million into affordable rental housing since 2018, Mayor Jacob Fry in the city also sought to change the rules. Literally.
We also wanted to expand the supply generally. That meant sometimes putting up additional density on commercial corridors. Sometimes that meant making a single-family home a duplex or a triplex.
When the city passed the plan, Minneapolis became the first major city in the U.S. to eliminate single-family exclusive zoning. Since implemented, rents across the country have skyrocketed, according to apartment list data, up 22% nationally. But here in Minneapolis, rents actually fell by 4%. As a city added more than 10% in new housing units.
You build more dense, you can build more cheaply, that is more affordably, and it allows easier access, more affordable access for people who are interested in buying homes.
Yeah, so of course the NIMBY liberals don't like this, right? They don't like affordable housing, so they're against that. But again, the whole point of me showing that is that the solution, okay, is supply side economics. Is incentivizing companies to increase the supply of housing through lowering costs, rolling back regulations, and allowing companies to actually build, right, in ways in which they can make profit. And when they can make profit, okay, then that incentivizes more supply. Okay, that incentivizes them to build more, to provide more housing. More supply means that overall rent prices are going to go down. That's what happened in Minneapolis. This is basic stuff. It really is. This is not hard, okay? But apparently for a liberal or for a socialist, this is hard stuff, okay?
You see now, what you're watching is something that you can actually learn from. But if you're not trying to learn from it, because of the Trump derangement syndrome, it's going to be a problem for you. You know, and this is what's going on. New York City is going to go through some stuff. Hopefully it doesn't, but I believe it's going to go through some stuff. And New Jersey going to go through a lot of stuff. As it's been going through, it's going to be more expense. It's going to be more homelessness and stuff like that. Hopefully it doesn't, but that's what it's looking like. And it's been like in New Jersey, New York, to Virginia and stuff like that. You keep on letting these agent of chaotic far leftists, and this is what's going to happen. So, you know, I'm going to come back on here on either tomorrow or Friday, and we're going to keep on moving, man. We're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going, keep on pushing. I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe. I have so much different content that I'm going to bring. I'm start making some more videos as well, not just through the live stream, but I won't keep on doing live stream because it seemed like it's working for me. But anyway, guys, please like and subscribe to Unapologetic Manhood, and we're going to keep on going. And thank you guys that watched the video, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.